So I wanted to just jump on here real quick today and give an experience that I had a few weeks ago. I was telling a friend about this the other day, and I thought it might be cool to put it up here on YouTube as well. So, um, so I'm laying in bed the other night, a few weeks ago, and usually as I'm falling asleep, or whenever I lay down to go to sleep, I usually have a few things running through my head, a few ideas, a few what ifs, all the regular ponderings and thought wanderings that I'm always going through, as far as just different ideas about how the realm might work, or how my realm might work, trying to figure myself out, figure out where I am, figure out this whole game. So I'm laying in bed, those thoughts are, wandering through my mind as usual. And a lot of times, as I am going through, these thought meanderings, I'll ask a question, and sometimes I'll get like a really clear, definite answer right away. Sometimes I'll get like an image or a vision or a series of images that sort of tell a story that answers my question. Sometimes I get nothing and it's just completely blank and there's no answer. Sometimes I fall asleep before I get any answer. And sometimes I won't ask anything, and I'll still get these visions and these images and these faces that pop into my head that I don't really know what they mean or where they're coming from. So anyways, that's a whole other topic. But so I'm laying in bed. I've asked a question, and it's one of those nights where I'm really not getting anything. Not really getting any images. I'm not getting any. It's just quiet. There's nothing. And I really wanted an answer to this question. So I was getting annoyed that I wasn't getting any sort of answer. I wasn't getting anything at all. And I just kept laying there, getting more frustrated, more irritated, getting pretty grumpy, and just, generally pouty. And I was thinking, like, why is it that when I really want help and I'm really asking for something, that it just feels like I have no help, like I'm completely on my own? The universe says, fuck you, figure it out, like, or fuck off, like, you don't need to know. Or whatever, I was like, why is it that, when I'm asking, when I feel like I'm at my most vulnerable, because it's not easy for me to ask for things in general. So I was just getting really pouty with myself, and over in the next room, about 10 seconds after I start letting this grumpiness set in, I hear my niece in the next room, and she yells, "But I want to do it by myself," like that. And I was like, oh, yep, that makes perfect sense. That's me completely. Of course I wanted to do it by myself. Of course, before I came in here, I know for 100% fact that I said, I want to do it by myself. Don't help me unless my life is literally at risk. And even then, only step in if you must. And I mean, it really has been like that. There have been some times in my life where things have gotten pretty hairy, pretty sticky, and my life was on the line, and I did absolutely have help. But yeah, it just makes so much sense to me. When I want to do something on my own, I don't want any help. I want to prove to myself that I can do it and prove to everybody else that I can do it. So it just makes so much sense to me that that's how I must have been before I came into this world. And then just maybe like 3 days after that, I got a little bit of confirmation on that, because I got my first astrology chart read, and it was done by Lavette, and I will put her information down below. You should definitely have your chart done by her. She's incredible, and I'll tell you about her later. But so Lavette did my chart, and in the reading she said, actually she said it twice in the reading, that you don't really have that much help from the gods, basically, as far as like my star alignments or my star positions, or my planet positions. She was saying, like, you don't really have that much help from the gods. And I was like, yep. And I know why. Because I asked for it. And so, I don't know, it just really helped me relax and know that maybe it seems like I don't have help, but it's because that's what I wanted. And if you feel the same way, you know, maybe you're in the same boat as me. Maybe you are just as independent and stubborn as I am. And you wanted to prove to yourself in this life that you could do it. That you could make it in here with as little help as possible. You know, we really do come into this world blind on so many levels. And I think if we're able to come in here blind, like we are, and still manage to find our way through the labyrinth and keep ourselves intact for the most part, and somehow manage to complete whatever it was that we wanted to do when we came in here, if we can do that blindfolded with as little help as possible, that's mastery. That's true mastery. Like, when I was a gymnast, we'd always say, like, when you can do your routines blindfolded, then you have mastered your routines. And it's true. You know, if you can come in here and make it through and complete what you came to do with all these different kinds of blindfolds on, then you are a master. You prove to yourself that you are master of yourself. That's true mastery. And I don't mean like ascended masters type thing. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm thinking more like an alchemical mastery. A mastery of your spirit, your essence, your truest self. So yeah, I just thought I would share that in case anybody else out there feels like, you know, maybe this life is a little much. Or if you're feeling, you know, like you're kind of on your own. Maybe you asked for it to be this way because you knew that you could do it, and you wanted to prove to yourself that you could in the harshest circumstances possible with as little help as possible. So you got this. You can do it. We can do it. See you later.